It's been a year since Chinese President Xi Jinping proposed a series of principles to promote global peace and security.
The Global Security Initiative concept paper released in February turned that vision into guidelines that urge parties to respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity and resolve disputes and differences through dialogue and consultation. Principles that a former senior army officer said could be applied in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Ukraine would like to take back more occupied territory of Russia, while the United States believes that a ceasefire now would just freeze Russia's gain. So dialogue currently is not possible, but the time will come when dialogue has to be resumed.
During last month's visit to Russia, Presidents Xi and Putin stressed that responsible dialogue is the best way to achieve appropriate solutions, adding that the international community should support what they called relevant constructive efforts. The two leaders called for an end to moves that cause tensions and protraction fighting to prevent the crisis from spiraling out of control. They opposed sanctions being imposed without authorization from the United Nations Security Council. Foreign Minister Qin Gang told his Ukrainian counterpart Dmitry Kuleba in a phone call that China is very concerned about the potential escalation in the Ukraine crisis, adding that he hopes talks towards a political solution could resume as soon as possible. Kuleba congratulated China on its role in the reconciliation between Saudi Arabia and Iran, saying Ukraine could take a long-term view of bilateral relations and continue to adhere to the One China principle with regard to Taiwan.
When China talks about sovereignty, China is also talking about Taiwan Strait, for example, where China's sovereignty must be respected. So that is why we say that security itself is indivisible. So everything's are connected. You have to address both the symptoms and the root causes.
The former senior colonel says the Global Security Initiative is important due to its alignment with the UN Charter and the nature of China's overseas military operations, which include peacekeeping, counter-piracy, and disaster relief.
Chinese PLA's overseas operations are just exemplary. Professionally speaking, we call it mutua, military operation other than war. The initiative put forward by Chinese president, along with some other proposals, for example, his Global Development Initiative and Global Civilization Initiative, would really have an impact in that. The international order has really changed now. It is not that, okay, some rules are made by the West, therefore these rules are just international order. That is too simplistic. I believe order itself, just like the world itself, is very much diversified.
Following the principle of openness and inclusiveness, the GSI states that China is looking forward to the participation of all parties in enriching the substance and exploring new forms and areas of cooperation so that the torch of peace will be passed from generation to generation.